My name is Larthanio Stevens. My clan is Betani and Shlom. Tatnazani Bosserchin. Nasht Eje Trabaha e Dashache. Tsedeskijni e Dashanale. I am originally from Navajo Mountain. I live here in Page, Arizona. I've been working with houseboats for 17 years now. And I started off as a dockhand and got into mechanical back in '07. And I just been doing mechanical work ever since '07. The past 7 years, I've been a supervisor for Antelope Point and now Wawi Boat Rentals. Water means, to me, it's very powerful. I think that water is a big part of our life and a big part of us as who we are. Also, water could also be dangerous on not knowing what the outcome is on water, and also just not really having the respect for water. I think water means a lot to our community because it helps us grow and also helps us grow crops, and pretty much it also helps us keep our jobs, and it helps us in all kinds of ways. It's the list could actually keep going on how much it helps us. My favorite memory about water, I would probably say, is hauling water with my grandparents from our orchard and taking it back to my grandpa and my grandma's home. And from there, just having her use water meant a lot, because the amount of water that we were limited on carrying back. So every drop mattered a lot. And so just cooking, cleaning, and also taking the livestocks and finding water where the livestocks can actually drink water. So the water source I remember was, and I'm from Navajo Mountain, and in the wintertime, the water, the snow, the rain, the mountain would soak up all of that water. And during the summertime, the mountain just kind of seemed like one big ice thawing out. So a lot of that water would go underground and pop out 5 to 10 miles away out of the ground. And those waters were pretty much clean. And I remember using those water just to load our 5-gallon buckets and pretty much water all of the apricots and peaches and cornfields. So it wasn't just a stream that was coming off the mountain. It was pretty much going underground and popping out 5 to 10 miles away. I work on the lake, so pretty much I would probably say since 2012 till now, I've been on the lake every day. And just by customers that I've been dealing with, them coming onto the lake and enjoying the lake, they're realizing how much this lake means a lot to their family. And with the water filtration that they have on the boat, they always um, they always say that the water is they taste so good, so they at least take some back to where they're from. So, and me just working on the lake and and just supporting my family, and with the community here, which a lot of them do work on the lake and actually live off the lake, of just a lot of tourists and everything else. And I think that a lot of the lake that we have, the water that we have here at Lake Powell, has helped the community a lot of not moving away, or just keeping their livelihood, and using the lake to make a living off of the for themselves. So, learning about water, I would probably say at 5 years old, um, just playing outside and coming back in thirsty. And at 5 years old, they pretty much kept kids away from sodas, and we really didn't have access to juice or anything like that. So the only thing we had was water. And to drink water and losing all that energy that you had as a kid, I mean, coming back in and thirsty, you drink that water again, and it seems like you're rehydrated, you're ready to go back outside and play around in the heat again. And the other thing where I learned is livestocks. Um, Pretty much we always had to find places where there were water access for the livestocks. Um, it was very important to have the livestock get their water daily, and that was something that we had to do daily, is pretty much find water for the animals. And then on weekends, I would remember that my grandpa and my grandma would go to the orchards and use that water. We had a stream that ran 24/7 off the mountain, and it came out of the ground. So we used that water to send water to the apricots, the peaches, the grapes, the cornfield, the squash, um, and that was something that we did every weekend. So that in July, August, and September and October, we had uh, apricots in July. We had peaches in August. So yeah, that was the learning process that I learned as a kid. What water meant to me. My grandpa was more of a guy of all trades, and I would always remember that his main goals were to make water holes, so when it would rain and the rains would come off the rocks and come into this pond, man-made pond, and so the animal would have access. Instead of traveling 5 to 10 miles, they would only travel 2 to 1 miles, so they would get their water there. I would say the most important thing on the Navajo Nation would be getting water rights, for the Navajo Nation. That's something that I know a lot of elderlies who passed away really needed those water access, And now that we're moving into a new generation, some of that is going to be lost, but also some of them would also keep that. I would say that water environment alive, so the people with livestocks and crops and everything else would also get some of that water rights for their livestock and their crops and everything else.